Many of us may have observed during the Khatm al-Quran that the Imam recited from Surah An-Nas and then recited from Surah Al-Baqarah. What's the wisdom behind starting again from Surah Al-Baqarah after completing the Quran? In Islamic terms, this is known as al-hal wal-murtahil. It's a subtle reminder that however great the accomplishment of the Quran may be, it can be my salvation in the afterlife. It can be the reason for my success in this life. But for us, the journey of Islam isn't from point A to point B. It's circular. It's like a marathon. It's kind of like a track. When you're done with one lap, you start the next lap. It's not you start your journey, you make it to the finish line, and that's it. Hooray, I congratulate myself, I relax for the rest of my life. No. If there's one thing we learn from the Khatm al-Quran is our life and our recitation of the Quran, our connection with Islam is like a track. If anybody's ever ran a track before, it's circular. When you're done with one lap, you start the next lap. And depending on where you start it on the track, sometimes if you're closer this side, it's a shorter run. If you're more outside in the circle, it's a longer run. So proper racers, what they do is, when they're done with the first round, they move to the next one so that the next lap is even longer. And then they move to the next one so that the next lap is even longer. When we read the Quran, when we fast, when we give zakah, whatever we've done in the month of Ramadan, and we pray Allah accepts all of it. It was a lot of effort we put behind it. But just like the khatam of the Quran isn't a khatam, it is a khatam / beginning again. We call it a khatam, but technically if you think about it, it's a bidayah, it's a new beginning. I finish Surah An-Nas and I start with Surah Al-Baqarah. Likewise, if I'm fasting, that doesn't mean I'm done. Now I start the 6 days of Shawwal. If I'm giving sadaqah, that doesn't mean I'm done. I don't have to wait till next Ramadan. I give a little bit. If I'm mending my relationship with my family, it doesn't end over there. If I'm being the best version of myself, I perpetuate and continue this beautiful habit. So if there's one thing we can take away from Ramadan, particularly the khatam of the Quran, is our journey isn't point A to point B, it's circular. When we're done with one lap, we move on to the same but even longer lap so that we can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward us all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all of our ibadat, and may He make us among those who witness Ramadan again and enjoy its blessings and barakat. Ameen.